Thanks for coming back to the Aaron Advantage. This is week 2 of the Aaron Advantage reacts to the top 19 tips for getting started in real estate. All right, back to part 2. Top tip number 11, choose 2 additional lead sources. Peter Drucker once said, all business is innovation and marketing, so if you're not marketing yourself, you're simply not going to be in the game. Starting out, your database and sphere should be one of your primary lead sources, but I'd also encourage you to identify and implement 2 additional pillars of lead generation. Here are the top 5 sources: database, geographic farming, digital advertising, open houses, virtual open houses, or circle prospecting around recent sales. Yeah, I actually like this point a whole lot. Most people don't realize this, but this industry is built on marketing yourself constantly. It's all about building relationships and meeting new people. If you don't meet new people, you can't help them sell or buy a house. I tell everybody, nobody has been successful in real estate by operating as a secret agent. You're in the business. Make sure everybody knows about it. These are great pillars and options for you to build out your database to meet new people. Top tip number 12, get comfortable on video. Hey, we're doing that right now. Nothing connects with today's consumers faster and more effectively than video. If you're camera shy or don't like the way my voice sounds, get over it and seek a different career path. Just being honest. The key to creating effective video is acting like you're talking directly to a longtime friend or client. The possibilities are endless. How's the market did you know around town with? These are all different video ideas that are here inside the article. Now, it also says, notice these aren't all strictly real estate related. You guys know me. You know I love doing video. You know that I've been doing this for a long time. So I absolutely think this is something that you should be doing in real estate. I don't think it's a necessity though, like he seems to say, as far as if you're not cool with video, then you need to seek a different career path. But with the market and the pandemic and the way that technology has changed everything that we do, video is absolutely something that I feel is critical and crucial to my business, and I encourage other people to utilize it as well. So if you're thinking about real estate, consider using video as a top tool in your arsenal. Tip number 13, get social. This one should be a no-brainer, but you've got to be active on social media. Furthermore, be yourself. Show the business side and the personal side of who you are and give them behind-the-scenes access. Educate people and reveal your personality and sense of humor. That kind of also goes back, in my opinion, to utilizing video on social media and different things. You know, this is a very social business. When people are buying or selling their home, it's a very emotional process, and they're trusting their professional to help them through that. I want to make sure that people know exactly who I am, so whenever I give them a call the first time, they can get a good feeling of exactly what they're going to get when they're working with me. That's why I use video, that's why I'm on social media and doing all the things that I possibly can to go that route. My business is built by referral. I make sure that I tell people when I'm working with you, I want you to know that I'm paying attention to your needs and taking care of you, so you develop those referrals for me in the future and tell other people about my business. The best thing that I hear all the time when I go meet somebody for the first time is, I checked you out online and I feel like I already know you. That makes me so happy to hear, and that should be something you're doing if you're thinking about getting into real estate. Tip number 14, practice your scripts. I've always said never practice on your clients, which means before you speak with a prospect or a client, you need to do your homework and learn and internalize your scripts. As a new agent, I'd highly recommend you find a role play partner, or better yet, several of them, and make practicing your scripts part of your morning routine every single day. Now, I don't particularly like scripts in and of themselves personally. I prefer to use what I call dialogues, which is kind of a set pattern of certain things I say, but I don't necessarily say the exact same thing the exact same way every single time. But I do 100% believe in the power of role playing. When I first started selling real estate, I would listen to the different dialogues and things that I wanted to say on repeat in my car constantly, and I would practice those things whenever I was talking to other people. I think it makes you much better at your job, much more professional, and much more confident in what you need to say when you're sitting across the table from a potential client, talking to them about listing their home with you or talking to them about making a home purchase. So absolutely 100%, you should be practicing what you're saying before you go on those appointments, not during the game time decision-making process when you're sitting across the table from them. Tip number 15, make your calls. Bay Area rock star Andy Say and I devised a 3-2-1 plan many years ago, and he still sticks with it today as a $15 million annual producer. I suggest you adopt it as well. 3 hours of prospecting calls or other lead gen, identify 2 leads, and set 1 appointment. Basically, you do this every single day. If you follow that plan every day, you'll be a huge success in this business. The key, however, is doing it daily, not just when you get around to it or feel like it. Again, this goes back to don't be a secret agent. You gotta be actively out there prospecting to get new business. If you're not talking to people and you're not having conversations about real estate, you're not getting deals. And guess what? In real estate, if you're not getting deals, you're not getting money. So you absolutely have to set aside time every single day to have conversations with people and try to build your business. Couldn't agree with that more. Number 16, strategize and implement. There's 3 strategies you need to create as a new agent: email strategy, direct mail strategy, and social media strategy. Don't just play it by ear. Instead, sit down, do the work, and learn the best practices. Absolutely 100%. Most people come to real estate because they hear, hey man, you can be your own boss, you can set your own hours, you can do whatever you want. And that's awesome. But if you don't have a plan or a strategy on what you're actually going to do, a lot of people sit around and just waste time doing nothing. Real estate is a business. You are a business owner once you get into this industry, so you have to have a strategy and implement it to make sure that you are successful. Tip number 17, master your presentation skills. As a new agent, you shouldn't be too picky about who you work with. You can learn from every transaction, every showing, every renter, every buyer, every seller, every investor. Even if it leads nowhere, it's a learning experience. I couldn't agree with that more. At a certain point, you're going to want to focus more on listings as your primary area of focus, and you should also be videoing yourself to practice your presentation skills. Like I said a little bit earlier, I can't remember if it was this video or the previous one, but you're basically going on job interviews every single time you sit down with somebody to try to help them list their home. You need to make sure that your presentation skills are on point, because if they're not and somebody else is doing a better job, they may offer the same service, they may offer it for the same price, but if you can't show how good you are at what you do, they're not gonna choose you. And being a listing agent is the most important thing in this business over time. There's a saying in real estate, you gotta list to last. And that means that you need to make sure that you're doing a great job of showing people your skill, and you can only do that through practicing your presentation skills. Tip number 18, be a sponge. Read books, attend events, find a mentor, shadow top producers. Oh man, I love this, and I tell this to people all the time. There's no right way to sell real estate. There's no wrong way to sell real estate. Everybody does different things. But unless you're out there learning what works for yourself, you're never gonna know what you can do to help other people. You need to go out and find somebody or everybody and just learn as much as you possibly can. Find what works for you, what doesn't, and just continue learning all the time. This industry is ever changing. There's different strategies that you can use to be successful, so make sure you're always learning something new. I've been doing this job for 15 years and I still listen to podcasts, read books, attend events all the time to make sure I'm staying at the top of my game, to make sure that my clients are the best represented they can be. Finally, tip number 19, find accountability. As a new agent, everything you need to do to be successful might seem manageable for now, but things accelerate quickly. Before you know it, you'll find yourself saying, well, it won't hurt if I push those calls to tomorrow, I'm too busy today. If you don't remain disciplined day in and day out, you will never find your true potential, so you need to find accountability. This is absolutely 100% something you need to do to be successful. It doesn't matter if you're accountable to yourself or to somebody else. You need to have something that holds you responsible and accountable for the actions you're supposed to be taking. I've been in real estate coaching for 8 years now, and I still have a conversation with my coach every 2 weeks where he points out the things that I'm doing well, but also reminds me of the things that I could do better. The only reason I'm successful is because I have that bit of accountability to make sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do to make sure that I'm taking care of you. Hey guys, thanks for checking out these last 2 videos on the top 19 tips for getting started in real estate. I hope you like these reaction videos. If you've got any other topics or articles you think you would enjoy my reactions to, send them my way.